guys, welcome back to the show. It is your girl Sarah right here on Relax Radio. And right now, we're going to be talking about how the Foreign Office has apparently ignored frantic pleas of help or frantic pleas for help by Afghans. All right. So that is what the conversation is about. So make sure to stay tuned because we're going to be talking about all of that. All you need to do before we get into that conversation is get in touch with me. All right. You can text me, you can call me on 078 share your thoughts, share your opinions, because I would love to hear everything that you have to say. But also, don't forget to actually let us know how you feel about the present situation in Afghanistan. All right. If you feel like, we have a bigger duty to these Afghan citizens than what we have, than what we have actually managed to do so far, please feel free to actually go ahead and text me or, even drop a comment on our live stream, because that way I can definitely see all the comments that you are dropping. So definitely make sure to do that so I can share your thoughts and opinions with everyone who is listening in. All right, and now let's actually head into our conversation because we have so much to be talking about. But before we do that, I want to very quickly remind you that you can, in fact, go like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, because that way you can actually make sure that you're always informed and you're updated about the very latest that happens in the world. All right, and don't forget to download the app either, because that is available on both the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store for your convenience. So go ahead and do that. And now let's actually head into our conversation because we're going to be talking about how thousands of emails to the Foreign Office from MPs and charities have actually been ignored or not even been read or even opened by government ministers. All right. Now thousands of emails to the Foreign Office from MPs and even charities that have in fact detailed these urgent cases of Afghans trying to escape from Kabul have not been read. All right, and this also includes cases that have been flagged by government ministers. Now, the UK's Afghanistan evacuation concluded on Saturday night with the departure of Britain's final military and diplomatic personnel, right? And this actually brought about the sudden end to the 20-year deployment. Okay, and more than 15,000 people have actually been brought out of the country in the last fortnight in what ministers have actually described as the largest UK military evacuation since the Second World War. Okay, now, however, amid all of these accusations of government incompetence over elements of the evacuation effort, there's also been other evidence that an official email address, which is in fact used to collate potential Afghan cases from MPs and others regularly contained about 5,000 unread emails throughout the week. Okay. Now, in many cases, emails detailing the cases of Afghans who fear for their families' lives actually appear to have been unopened for days. All right. So this is actually, it's actually quite sad because these people are people who have, either helped the United Kingdom, especially during their 20-year campaign, or people whose lives are actually in a lot of danger. All right. So it is in fact a big problem. And an email from the Labour leader, Mr. Keir Starmer, which was basically sent on Monday, was actually still unread on Thursday. All right. And the truth of the matter is, this is a sort of incompetency that we can't afford at this point of time. Right. And the truth to that, and the reason that is, and the reason that is the case is, yeah, sure, the UK and the US troops might have withdrawn. But the truth is, there are still so much of people whose lives are at risk. So much of people who've been trying to leave Afghanistan, but they haven't been able to, right? And we also know that, we also know that the Taliban actually stated, look, after these foreign troops actually leave, people cannot leave the country. So this is, in fact, very, very problematic. All right. Now, there also appeared to be a lot of unread messages from the offices of Victoria Atkins, who happens to be the newly appointed Minister for Afghan Resettlement, and also the Home Secretary Priti Patel and the Tory chair of the Defence Select Committee, that is Tobias Elwood. Okay, so this is in fact, the problem, and there have been so many emails that haven't been opened that basically ask basically asked these people to look, get me a safe passage as soon as possible, because my life is at risk, my family's life is at risk, and if you don't get it out as soon, get us out as soon as you can, then we'll probably die, right? Now the truth is, there was also, the government actually asked these people to actually send emails, especially if they were in trouble. So this is in fact an incompetency on the part of the government, because these people have sent emails, they have communicated with the government and told, what, look, we're in trouble, we need to, try and leave this country as soon as possible. But the government has blatantly ignored all of that, or even unopened all of those emails. Right now, that happens to be a backlog of about 5,000 emails, and that could potentially be 5,000 different families. All right, and the truth is, it's just, if it's just one person that's sending the email, or even if that's the case, we don't really have a very definite amount of people who have been left behind in Kabul. All right. So now make sure to stay tuned, because we're actually going to head into a small break right now. And after that, we will be back to discuss this further. But obviously, until then, make sure to stay tuned.
Are you looking to achieve the most relevant qualification to kickstart your career? Then reward yourself with the best globally recognized professional business qualification, CIMA. Irrespective of the field you aspire to succeed in, a CIMA qualification can add immense value to your resume and professional life. Succeed in your CIMA journey with supportive tuition provided by qualified lecturers and resources. Nanaska is the leading registered CIMA tuition provider in Sri Lanka, with over a decade in the industry and hundreds of success stories. With qualified and certified tutors, Nanaska now provides easy access 100% virtual classes so that you could succeed at your exams and in life right from the comfort of your home. At Nanaska, it's not just about a qualification. We help you think out of the box and build a personality. Exciting offers also await students overseas. Enroll now. Call +94 77 499 7338 or visit www.nanaska.com. Commence your CIMA journey at Nanaska and become a globally recognized leader. Nanaska, smile with results.
Hi guys, welcome back to the show. It is your girl Sarah right here on Relaks Radio, and I am super excited to be here, all right, because my goal or my aim essentially is to make sure that you're always informed and updated about the very latest. So make sure to actually stay tuned to Relaks Radio, because here at Relaks Radio, we actually make sure that you have the best and very latest information to make sure that you're always informed and updated, all right? So feel free to actually text me or call me on 078 524 73473. Share your thoughts, share your opinions, because I would love to hear everything that you have to say. But also, while you're at it, don't forget to go like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because that will be absolutely amazing as well. All right. And that will help you stay informed about the very latest of whatever happens in the world, but also for you to be informed about science, sports, health, technology, whatever it is that you want to be informed about, because we talk about it all right here on Relaks Radio. All right. So don't forget to do that. And now let's actually head into a conversation, because we're going to be talking about how the Foreign Office has ignored frantic pleas by Afghans to evacuate them and to give them a safe passage to come to the United Kingdom. All right. So that is what the conversation is about. All right. Now feel free to join the conversation live and share your thoughts and opinions, because I would love to hear everything that you have to say. But right now, let's actually head into our conversation. Right now, this revelation actually calls into question the suggestion from ministers that the number of Afghans left behind would actually be up to 1,100 in total. Right, because a whistleblower with access to the Foreign Office email accounts in question said most cases covered more than one person. Right, meaning ministers actually had no clear idea of the real numbers left behind. Okay, so it's not just that MPs weren't getting replies, the emails weren't even being read. All right, now this was actually what the whistleblower said. So the inbox currently has a 5,000 email backlog, and it's not that there are emails which haven't been actioned. It's not even that there are emails which haven't been processed and put into a spreadsheet. Okay, and it's basically that pretty much nobody has even opened the email, right? Because usually in cases like this, what you would essentially do is you would read the emails, put it into a spreadsheet, basically categorize it into highest priority priority, then middle priority and low priority, and figure out some measure to actually help these people, right? But the truth is no one has actually even opened those emails, right? So they cannot possibly know how many people have been left behind because they haven't even read those emails. Okay, so even among those who've been registered, many have actually been left behind, but there's also a much larger group of people who just haven't been dealt with at all. Okay, now even though this is the side of the story that has been presented to us, every time we asked foreign office people who were working from the ground at the Afghanistan, at the Kabul airport and whatnot. They basically said, look, what, we have been working tirelessly. We have been, processing more than 100 applications in an effort to actually help these people. And the truth is, there were also these claims of racism and discrimination, basically about how, British citizens of Afghan origin weren't really, being given priority, or they weren't even being considered, right? In comparison to, if you were a white man or a woman or a child, you were given much more priority than a lot of these British citizens with Afghan origin, right? So this was in fact one of the issues as well, because they specifically, when asked, the people who are working on the ground specifically stated, look, what, there is no hierarchy. We're doing everything we can to process these applications and whatnot. So it's important to keep that in mind, right? Now, a Foreign Office spokesperson who actually said that they have been working tirelessly to evacuate over 15,000 people from Afghanistan in the last 2 weeks. However, what I'm seeing right now obviously isn't that, right? Because the truth of the matter is, they might have been working tirelessly to evacuate these people, but there are still so many people who have been stuck, so many people who haven't been able to get out of Kabul, get out of Afghanistan, right? So they've basically even deployed a 24/7 cross Whitehall team that is based in our crisis hub to actually triage the incoming emails and calls from British nationals, Arab applicants, and even other vulnerable Afghans, right? So even though they say, this is what they're doing and this is, how they're doing it, there hasn't actually been any form of change per se to actually show that they have been helping these individuals. And, these latest revelations actually reveal that, if anything, they haven't really been even looking into some of the problems that these people are going through. All right, now make sure to stay tuned, because we're actually going to head into a small break right now, and after that we will be back to discuss this further. But obviously, until then, make sure to stay tuned.
The valuations that you place on an asset are always behind you. It's always in hindsight. It's never in front of you, and that's one of the challenges, right? Because you're always valuing what happened yesterday, and what you need is what's going to happen tomorrow.